Hey guys, Dennis here. So I've been gone for a while, but actually I had quit YouTube. What I'm trying to say is 3 months ago when I stopped uploading contents to this channel, the intention was to leave the platform for good. And here, let me quickly show you why I left in the first place. All those yellow dollar signs you see on the screen right now are there because most of my videos are now deemed appetizer unfriendly, and they are all age restricted as well. What that essentially translates to is that my videos make $0, they hardly get recommended if ever, and it's likely that my channel as a whole is relegated to YouTube purgatory. Us YouTubers, we all knew this was going on for a while, even though YouTube denied they were censoring channels and or contents that didn't jive with their ideology. More than half a year ago from today, we began to see our views decreasing. We made a lot less money even after factoring in the lesser views. Our subscribers got unsubbed automatically for some reason. Our videos would not show up in the subscription box nor in the notification bell for those who bothered to tick those useless bells. And of course, YouTubers big and small began to voice their complaints. So basically, YouTube disclosing which videos are deemed appetizer unfriendly, it's a fairly new feature. But we all had a hunch that behind the scene, YouTube had a blacklist and they were using it for a good while. They had different set of rules for different channels, and to oversimplify it, the whitelisted channels were channels which deal on topics such as makeup tutorials, product reviews, and pretty much everything and anything that promotes social justice and identity politics. Then on the blacklist, you have satire channels, opinion channels, daily news channels, and of course, creepypasta / scary story channels. Now add another layer of complexity, which was the apocalypse event that took place only a few months ago, and the final result is YouTube's newfound excuse to censor contents. And before you say that Google is a private company and therefore it has the right to run itself based on its corporate culture and values, let me just say that I would agree with you in most cases of dealing with other privately held corporations, but it doesn't apply to a corporation such as Google, which pretty much has a monopoly on the internet. In the 21st century, censorship on Google is no different than complete censorship, and hence the reason why the Google is a private company argument doesn't fly. Forget YouTube channels for a second and chew on this little fact. Google has the power and the control to make or break businesses, not just small businesses or medium-sized businesses, but they can actually make or break large operations with a simple change of algorithm. That's how influential they are right now. Those who lean politically to the far left, they are likely celebrating the fact that Google is cracking down on so many of the websites and channels that they despise. But what they fail to recognize is that once a monolithic entity such as Google obtains the jurisdiction to arbitrate and regulate how you're supposed to think and what you're supposed to say, then there will come a day when they come knocking at every far left doors to shut them up as well, when their line of thinking is no longer viewed as socially acceptable according to the Google doctrine. Suppression of free speech will affect all of us eventually. Their turn might come later, but I assure you it'll come. Republican or Democrat, when was the last sitting president that has said, "I wield too much power, I must limit the executive power and hand it over to the Senate"? Never. That's how power works. People in charge of things never willingly relinquish the power they hold. That is why citizens of a republic must always be vigilant of those who govern over us, and as well as of those who hold enormous economic influence over us. I was thinking about this a lot in the 3 months that I quit YouTube. I thought about getting rid of all of my Google accounts and try using alternative solutions. I also thought maybe I could try making contents that wouldn't get flagged by YouTube, like go for mystery and thriller instead of horror and shocking. But then I also thought, wouldn't that be selling out? I really didn't have an answer for this dilemma. On one hand, I missed making videos, but on the other hand, I hated the fact that this website was so heavily influenced by the SJW ideology and political correctness that I couldn't even make videos about scary stories. Think about that, just think about how ridiculous that is. We live in an era where people will go out of their way to find contents that they know will offend them and flag those contents just so they wouldn't exist at all. They don't have to watch the contents that bother them, they certainly don't have to search for contents that bother them, but they gladly will because their entire existence is based on victimhood and virtue signaling. For the time being, there's no doubt that the SJWs have won the battle of culture. Maybe not the war, but they've certainly won the initial skirmish because we are where we are and this is the new reality. What do I do, guys? I mean, if I continue making the videos that I make, then based on the changes that's taken place in the last 9 months, I think it's safe to say that my channel will go under at some point in the future. But who knows? I mean, maybe it's already done for. Should I make the stories even more watered down? Should I make a new channel and do videos which are currently more acceptable? Sort of ride things out with a much more benign content which deal on topics such as science, mystery, and perhaps history. I want to come back and make videos, but I really have no clue on how to adapt to this new Aurelian YouTube. My views have dropped from 4,000 plus per video to about 2,000. And that's with my channel going from 2,000 subscribers to 7,000 in a very short span of time before the algorithm change. The growth from 7,000 to 9,000 was painfully slow because by then there was another algorithm change. Views are important not only because it motivates me to work even harder on my contents, but they also generate more income which I invest fully back into my videos. Yeah, videos don't just fall off a tree as most of you guys know, and it does cost money to produce quality content. I work a full-time job and thankfully make a fairly comfortable living. I don't need YouTube checks to make my life richer, but it's actually a crucial part of my continuous effort to make good content for you guys. In other words, YouTube becomes a costly hobby or a side project, whatever you may want to call it, if my videos continue to get flagged as advertiser unfriendly, which will result in less views and income. Will you guys be okay with stories that have been watered down even further than my latest uploads? Will you guys continue to watch my contents if I have to, at least temporarily, do videos on mainstream science, mystery, and such? Or would you like me to continue making the same contents and go down with the ship, as any good captain should? At this point, I don't even know if you guys want me back, but I'm asking anyways because just a couple of months back I still had hundreds of you still supporting what I do. Also guys, I do feel really bad for the way I left you and I'm truly sorry for that, but I just couldn't stand seeing my hard work go up in flames just because some butthurt SJWs found my contents to be offensive. It was driving me insane and I was that sad on quitting for good, but I missed making videos too much. I missed reading your comments and interacting with you guys. I had to come back and see if you guys still wanted me back. Talk to me guys, just say something, anything in the comment section and help me to make the next move. Before I go, I just want to say that my heart goes out to the people of Texas. As you all know, the folks there are in the midst of a historic flood. So many good people right now as we speak suffering from an unprecedented devastation, and I don't have the words to describe how terrible I feel for all of you in Texas and I guess unfortunately Louisiana as well. I can only wish that you are all safe and hope that you will find normalcy soon. I'll be sure to make donations to help with the relief effort, and I encourage all of my viewers to do the same for those of you who have the means to help out a little. Be strong, stay safe, and please know that you are not alone.